Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my, commentary, because I'm not going to say it's a review or it's a recap, because I do movie reviews. And this to me is not a movie review. It's more like me just stating my opinion and what I feel about the documentary where it's Wendy. I'm not going to do part by part, episode by episode. I'm just going to pull out some important details about what I saw versus, how I would do a recap and break everything down that I feel like I can point out. It's going to be quite different. So, how you doing? In honor of Mother Wendy, as I do. But I'm about to give it to you real and raw. Love Wendy. That's why I do my videos and I open them with how you doing. That's me paying tribute to her, me missing her on TV. I always have said at the beginning of my videos when I started doing the how you doing, it was a time when I was watching my videos. I would be at home or getting prepared to do my videos. I would be at home and I would like catch the Sherry Shepherd show. And I was like, ugh. It was because the reason, one thing I've never liked Sherry. Okay, let's just put it there. When she was on The View, I always thought that the women on The View should have some level of, no shade, intelligence. I never found her to be intelligent, okay? Also, it was too Wendy-esque for me. Even though she always threw the shade, like she wouldn't be mean on the show and those types of things, it just was in too many elements. I could see Wendy all around, no matter how much they switched up the studio. I could just see Wendy. If you feel the same way, let me know in the comments. But let's get started on this documentary. I'm just going to put it this way. A lot of people are not well versed in guardianships. I am. My children's father passed away. And they got a sum of money. Okay? And what happened was I had to provide proof that those were my children. My children, by my children's father, even though he had already provided proof that they were his and my children together. He had to provide that proof in order to get that money set up in a trust for them. Because this trust is through the military. But when he passed away, I had to go back in and do the whole thing over again. Had to write letters, had to get letters from doctors and, talking about their health. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot. I had to prove that I was competent enough to be their guardian, even though on paper, on legal documents, birth certificates and everything, I was their mother. We literally had to go to court for several days to put these things in place. Okay? Not nearly the income or funds that Wendy has, but it's a large sum of money for two minor children. Okay, so I understand the court system and that, and I understand why guardians are in place. I'm not going to change my mind. It's nothing you could say. It's nothing you can do. It's nothing anybody can say to me. Whereas I don't feel like Wendy's sister, competent sister, can be her guardian. Wendy's competent niece, even though she is very much employed, can be her guardian. One, because Wendy's niece, who is her actual goddaughter, she could put things in place where she could have people that she could be vigilant over watching Wendy and watching Wendy's money. Now, the only reason why I said little Kev couldn't be that for her is because he is so young, okay? And that is a lot of responsibility for a young man. And I'm not exactly sure if he's ready for it. She had, at the time, had two living parents. And even though they were elderly, they have put living parents in position to be the guardian of the estate or the funds. You could either say estate, funds, even over the person. Because I'm my children's guardian. I'm my children's overseer. And I oversee the funds in the account. And when I tell you I don't oversee these funds without court interruption, every time my children want to withdraw or I need to withdraw sums of money for them in their care, it has to be approved by a judge. So my question is, why can't they trust the family into procuring funds for Wendy? If you don't, and then on top of that, what kind of judge is this? Because even with the judge, the toughest judges, right? He could have somebody oversee the overseer. Somebody that is related to her. These people that they have in place is foolishness. Getting paid to be over a person that has no blood relation to them. Even in Britney Spears' case, it was her father. It is weird and ridiculous. Now, also in this episode, she was allowed to see her niece. I keep calling her niece because her name has escaped me, but I think the last name is Finney. I want to say Alicia Finney or Angela Finney. Last name Finney. Then her nephew, I think his name was Travis. Then Lil' Kel, of course. Ooh, ain't Lil' Kel fine? Sidebar. Lil' Kel is woo. Girl, he is a good mix of his mom and his dad. His mom, to me, is a beautiful woman. And that's another thing. I think Wendy was so tough. She would always take it on the chin there when people were calling her Wendell and all this type of stuff. So she had to take it on the chin, because I'm not saying that Wendy's delivery was sometimes rough. When she said that you need subtitles to understand Beyonce, that went viral, and she has a fifth grade education. I don't think Beyonce spent a lot of time in the classroom, because she was always working on her craft. And that is something that you have to look at in regards to how she speaks. Very talented young lady. Of course, she had to start young to be the superstar that she is now. And a lot of times, education isn't the focus on with people like her. It wasn't the focus with the Jacksons. It was like a classroom or get in here and play these instruments, okay? Or use your instrument, per se. Now, Wendy, on the other hand, very bright, very smart, went to college, and then honed in on her craft by going to college. Unlike a lot of, these TV journalists. Shout out to Portia. Shout out to Tamar. Zero education, just sliding in the journalism field based on your name only. Okay. So I said that to say, I didn't always agree with Wendy. Sometimes she would say things that made me cringe, but as time went on and she would say things, she was lightening up a lot. And now I realize it was due to that illness. Okay. Now her illness to me, in my opinion, allegedly, is alcoholism. She has admitted that she partook in the good Colina, okay? Baker soda, that's what I call it on here. And also she, throughout this documentary, she talked about how her family was too overprotective with her drinking liquor and wine and all that type of stuff. Now, judge. I hope you saw this damn documentary if you don't believe anything that her family is saying. They are protective of her from what I can see, keeping her out the bottom. Wendy said she had billions of dollars. Her niece said billions. Oh, Wendy's straight though. I mean, I would say assets and all. Wendy's probably worth a good, probably over 100 million, without a doubt. Plenty of money. Maybe not billions, but generations of money to be left to little calf guardians outside of her family. When I tell you I can't stand Zanotti, I can't think of her first name right now, and it ain't even important. When she walked in there and her niece said, I don't know you. I'm not talking in front of her. Talking about she's public relations. Just like Look Kelly smart. They're propping my mom up to get her back in the business for them. Not for her. Because clearly, in my opinion, Wendy should not be back on television. Yeah, I thought that maybe she can come back stronger than ever with the podcast. Let Wendy live her life. Let Wendy live her life outside of these cameras. And oh gosh, it's coming. I told you in my community wall, I was gonna try to hold it together. But seeing her the way she is, thin, frail, seeing her feet. Okay, hold it together. You got it. And all of the above. I'm human, okay? And I do commentary, and and when you say an icon and I'm a huge fan, it was hard to watch her conversation with Angela. I already talked about it on my Just Wendy Piping Hot Tea. It was so endearing to me. I could tell in that moment that Black China, aka Angela, really, really cares about her. And like I said, Black China is on the come up. She does really, really well on another show that I recap. Check my playlist, or either you can go through the videos and you'll see that I actually recap the Black Hamptons, which she is a cast member on, and she does a wonderful job on there. And I like to see their camaraderie. I'm thoroughly impressed with her niece not speaking in front of another. Then they haul her off to L.A. Disrespectful. The meeting that she took in LA, she was not prepared for. I'm not sure what Will's position is in this. I can see that he sincerely does not want her to drink, but I can't help but put him in the same category as I do Zanati. To me, the guardian, public relations, everybody. Everybody that's not a relative of hers or wasn't assigned to her by one of her relatives, you kick rocks. You can kick rocks. And I don't care that Will seemed like he cared, because in a way I could feel like he had some kind of emotion for her or an attachment to her. You could kick rocks too, bruh. But Denota, is her name Dawn or something like that? The one she said that need liposuction but had good hair, she can go. Horrible makeup, everything about her. Wendy's having a fit about her wine and having a fit about her doggone blue vaping. All of that needs to be taken away. What kind of damn guardian, even assigned by the doggone judge, is going to allow her to keep smoking vapes and drinking wine and whatever else? Foolishness. Absolute foolishness. Broke my heart to see Wendy go to her place of where she grew up, and Wendy Williams Way, and so proud of that moment. And to see her not really even remembering where she actually grew up. The mean lady says, well, since you standing on my pole. No, that's Wendy's pole, bitch. That's Wendy's pole. It has Wendy's name on it. Don't have yours on there. Man, woman looking thing you were. Whatever you were. Anyway, I said what I said. Pissing me off. you know. But anyway, back to when the meeting between Lil Kev, and we keep calling him Lil Kev because that's what she affectionately called him, went well. I'm not sure if that was the case, that they felt like Lil Kev would continue to take care of Big Kev, but that's kind of like was in the stipulations of the divorce. He probably would have at least allocated funds for his alimony, which was set in place. Her calling herself Wendy Hunter, and thinking of him, what he has, how he's squandered millions of dollars. So, okay, I am so glad, in a way, that she's not capable of sending him any money. Because if she was still sending him that alimony, the pancake lady would still be with Big Headed Kid. That's what he gets. Now, if you want to talk about karma, and I don't feel like karma is always a bad thing, and you have to know karma is what you put out into the universe, and it comes back to you, good or bad. But in this case right here, if he ain't getting eaten up with bad karma, baby, yes, ma'am. And that's exactly what he and the pancake lady deserve. And I'm not saying anything about her stomach cancer, because I have compassion for anyone who suffers with cancer. But the whole lifestyle she lives was funded by Wendy. And Wendy talked about how she melded with her coming to her house. Bitch, please. If I went, I would have popped her in her damn ankle. Right. Yes. With a BB gun. And her pinky toe. That's what I see. I see what I see. Let's see. What else happened? I like to see the moment where her and her father, he knows his baby isn't there. He knows his baby isn't all the way there. Tommy Jr., I don't like, because he could have kept his mouth closed. He messed up the relationship between the two of them too. And she was, even though she, said his hands kind of lean left to the left, she was hurt by his commentary, his YouTube commentary about her. She was going through it then. I mean, why did you do that as soon as she was going through this horrible, horrible divorce, horrible public divorce? You didn't have to do her that way. That was your sister. So, I don't have anything for you either, Tommy Jr. Okay? But that leaves Wanda. That leaves Wanda's husband. That leaves her goddaughter on paper to be her guardian. Get these people out of her business, Judge. These people that surround her absolutely positively mean no good. Because when Zanotti said that, Zanotti, whatever her name is, said that Wendy was fine drinking, she knows her limits. Bitch, I know you lie. This woman has lymphedema. She has been diagnosed with dementia, aphasia, and you knew all of this back then. There was rumblings of what was going on with her back then. So as many doctor's appointments you allegedly went to with her, you can't tell me that you didn't know that there was something there that could have, that should have stopped you from having her use alcohol in that doggone vape pen. The moments were cringeworthy. Seeing her in the bed, not being able to wake up, knowing that she was probably intoxicated, in an intoxicated stupor. It was hard to watch. So hard to watch. Her in moments not knowing where she was, and her passing by. Now, when I tell you that I almost started bawling when she passed by the Wendy Williams show, and she kept saying, I want to go by there again. I want to go. We already been by there, Wendy. I want to go by there again. That's her way of saying that she really wants to be back where she was. My daddy used to do that. My daddy had Alzheimer's. And he would go back to moments when him and my mama first got married and things like that. And what you do is you have to kind of say, no, that's not the case anymore. This is a new year. You have to kind of remind them where they are, remind them what year it is, spell things out to them, keep things in their memory, kind of like what her niece did when she brought out the memory book, or the all of her memories, all of her accomplishments, that type of thing. You have to do that type of stuff in order to keep them with you as long as you can, right? How are people who don't even know her gonna do that? Huh? These people don't know her. I just don't. I do not understand this judge. I don't understand how he set up this guardianship with strangers. Straight foolishness. If he wanted to keep the money separate, then he could have put like Wanda said, he could have put a separate conservator over the money. But let them be over the person. And with that being said, if I missed something, it's okay. Like I said, this is just my thoughts and opinions on what I saw and how I feel about the guardianship and how I feel about my good Wendy. Okay. So, like I said, with that being said, I'm going to close. This has been Reality with Zero G. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. And as I do, when I close, I'm going to chuckle up. Deuces.